DJ Caroline. She is no longer an intern.
Making all the magic happen. Guys, do us a solid. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button and leave a 5-star review if you're listening on audio for the first time, or if you haven't left a 5-star review already. What are you doing? Come on. Guys, we're going to be talking a lot about the Arizona State wide receivers, if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail and the headline and even the description, because a lot going on with that wide out position. Obviously, the first practice without Coach Rashad Samples for Arizona State. Kenny Dillingham talked about it. We got the chance to catch up with some of the wide receivers who have had some really strong practices throughout the spring season thus far, just to get their 2 cents on the entire situation. But Shane, for you, what did you see from the wideouts first practice without Coach Samp?
Yeah, I mean, nothing really different from the actual players themselves. It was fun to see Kenny coaching them. That was interesting, but yeah, I mean, they're still good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're still very talented. Obviously, nobody has entered the portal. But in terms of what I saw today, Brady White really jumping in and really trying to lead that group alongside Coach Kenny Dillingham. It was interesting to watch Kenny do it versus, the way Samp has done in the past. And this is, I don't spend every practice just hovering over the wide receivers, but did today simply because it was the first practice without Samp. And it's interesting to watch Kenny teach because it feels different than coaching, right? He truly is teaching them the game of football at times, and it's remarkable to see up close. It's one thing to tell a player and to show a player, but to explain to a player the process as to why is something, again, that I think Kenny does a really, really good job of honing in on. And look, he was asked today, the timetable in terms of when Arizona State is going to fill that wide receiver position. Said it could be tomorrow, could be 2 weeks from now. Obviously, this is going to be a thorough process with a room that Arizona State has. Had a guy like Hines Ward, Pittsburgh Steelers legend, at practice today. We saw the report that Troy Brown, the former New England Patriots wide receivers coach, was in Tempe yesterday. So definitely some
they're looking
good names.
Yeah, and that just makes me think that Samp gave them a good runway to find a replacement, that they should have one soon. Yeah. Because Samp wouldn't just leave without telling Kenny, and as soon as the opportunity came up, he mentioned it to him, I bet. So, and it's clear, and as I said, that is such a fast turnaround. This is their first practice without a wide receivers coach, and they already have 2 candidates on the grounds. Like you should be in good hands regardless of what happens, your wide receiver position. Yeah, absolutely. The ETA is obviously something that people want to know, and people wanted to just see what Kenny Dillingham had to say about the first practice without Coach Samp, and this is really what Dilly had to say post-practice about Coach Samples.
Yeah, Rashad did an unbelievable job for us. Nothing but respect for Coach Rashad and everything he did. He built an unbelievable room. He helped us get off the ground here. So nothing but respect. He's going to a great place with a great person. Dan Lanning came to my wedding. Great people there. Nothing but positive things to say. Thankful for him being here. And I still think he has such a bright future in this profession, and I'm rooting for him, and I wish him nothing but the best.
Does the timing put you in kind of a dilemma, the timing of the move?
I mean, no. Yes, it sucks. You lose your wide receiver coach at this time, but that's the nature of adversity. I talk to our guys about it all the time, is, we can either freak out and panic, right, or we can just coach. Like, I coached freshman football, and I think I coached like 3.5 positions. It's still coaching. We can adapt, we can change, we can structure things a little bit differently until we get a guy in place that that we feel like is ready to take over that room, which is uber talented.
How does that leadership in the room? You were working with the receivers staying skill along with Brady. Is that something that you plan on doing a lot through the rest of the spring?
Yeah, I'm going to get involved until we get a wide receiver coach. I'm going to just be over there for a little bit of individual, just to harp on, the fundamentals of the game. And but yes, I do plan on being over there until we get a full-time coach. But I have a lot of faith in Brady. I mean, Brady was the leading passer in the history of Memphis football right now for a reason. Phenomenal football coach.
What do you look for in replacing Sam?
A guy with experience, a guy who can develop, a guy who can demand presence and demand that leadership, that he walks in the room and people say, man, where's my pen, where's my paper, I want to learn. Let me soak in every piece of knowledge this person has because he's done what I want to do and he's been where I want to go.
Yeah, again, it just kind of shows you that it was almost expected by the coaching staff. Like, Kenny knew bringing him in last year, he wasn't going to have him for very long because of how talented Samp is as a coach. Probably didn't think it was going to be this soon, but he definitely got, some runway to replace him. And just speaking on what type of room he left is pretty great too, because it's a very talented room. You just got to make sure to rotate those guys. And I think that's why a big part of getting a new guy fast is really important, is to make sure that, Samp was awesome, and we'll play some sound later. Samp was great, had a great relationship with a lot of these guys and brought a lot of them in. But the next guy can also build a great relationship, and I'm confident the replacement will be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a really valid point. Something that Kenny said, right, is he left the room in really good shape. You've got a true number one in Elijah Badger, who was working back in individual drills today. You got a guy like Xavier Guillory, who, my goodness, he's a practice demon because he looks bigger, he looks faster, he looks like just a perfect wide receiver during practice. So it'll be interesting to see how he takes his game to the next level. You obviously got him back. You've got a guy in Jordan Tyson, who we'll talk a little bit about as the show goes on, who looks pretty close, if not 100%, and he looks just as good as he was at Colorado. Jake Smith today was, I tweeted it out, looked like Picasso all over the field, just painting routes. It was beautiful to see. Melquan Stovall, Caleb Black, some of the freshmen have really impressed, right? Corbin Hendricks. Like, this is easily the deepest room on the team, and that's credit to Samp for getting some of these guys to stay when the coaching staff was new and got here, and then also going and finding maybe some deficiencies in this ASU wide receiver room and heading to the portal and grabbing guys that can take the top off like a Jordan Tyson, or real just big-bodied wide receivers like a Troy O'Meara. Like, if you are a wide receiver coach looking for a job, this is, I think, a really, really great opportunity.
Yeah, you come into a room that has all that experience, like you said, and you come into a culture that is fun to coach in. And Samp has spoke on that a lot. And you probably hope for a younger guy. I think that would fit in more, but the contrast also might be good for this team. I don't see them going to get like a 60-year-old man to coach this position, but I mean, you look at BC and Sam's age, and it's a trend. I mean, Christ, Kenny's like 16 years old out there. So this is a fun place to be in, and it's a school on the up in terms of a football program. But yes, wide receiver room for sure.
Dennis in the chat, wonder if Chad Savage is a possible replacement for Samples. We talked about Savage the other day, the Colorado State wide receivers coach, who's got a lot of experience recruiting in the Big 12, obviously done a phenomenal job with Colorado State over the years. For you, I know you bring up just maybe a younger coach. We talked at the start of the show about Troy Brown, the former New England Patriots wide receivers coach who was on campus. Hines Ward at practice today. For you, like, I know we were talking a little bit off camera. Is there any hesitancy for you to dip back into that NFL pool based off of what you saw with the previous regime?
Yeah, but it's probably not like anything that is that comes with any legitimacy. Like, it's just being scarred from the NFL coaching tree that was here in the past. No, I mean, it's if they can coach, Kenny will know that, and I have full confidence that whoever Kenny hires, I'm confident in. So I'm not really worried about, like, I want this guy. This guy would be the better thing, because Kenny knows what's best for this program. So I'm not worried about if somebody's favorite doesn't get picked, whoever's Kenny's favorite is going to be my favorite because, again, he's the one building the culture and has shown success in building that in the past. David would be a great choice. David says former Desert Vista B team backup receiver. David Rodish is rumored to be a top candidate. He's only 23. Like that would be huge.
I mean, yeah, 23 years old. You've got some wide receivers in that room probably. Jake Smith is older than David Rodish.
Is he really?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy.
Talking about Jake Smith and Jordan Tyson as two guys who were brought in last year for the Sun Devils. They both of them would have had great seasons, I think, or were expected to be instrumental in Arizona State's offense. Obviously, Tyson was still recovering from his injury, which we got the chance to catch up with Tyson a little bit today, just in terms of what that injury actually entailed. And my goodness, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And then also a guy like Jake Smith, right, who transferred to Arizona State last offseason, didn't get the opportunity to play because of the entire NCAA waiver situation. For these two guys, in Shane, I'll give you your time to give them, their flowers here in a second, but it's what 6-7 practices through spring ball, and those two look crisp. They look absolutely phenomenal in team period. One-on-ones, like I said, Jake Smith today was the winner of the day.
He's just cooks. I mean,
he was toasting.
One-on-ones are so hard for corners. It's just you're on an island. It's impossible. So a lot of receivers cook in those periods. The corners,
but not the way he was.
The corners were having their day a little bit, or had a couple reps, but Jake Smith cooks, sautés, bakes, everything.
Full blown chef.
Yeah, the way he runs routes, he just looks like such a natural out there. Everything looks like it comes easy to him, and I mean, dude is a technician through and through route running. He's super precise. He never wastes a movement. You got to hope you keep him around because holy shneesh.
Yeah, I don't anticipate a guy like Jake Smith.
I don't think so either.
Leaving. I think something that doesn't necessarily get talked about enough, and maybe it's because we're still so early on in year 2, right? We haven't even gotten to the spring game yet. But regardless of which quarterback starts, whether it be a Sam Leavitt or Jaden Rashada, just in terms of having a veteran wide receiver who I know doesn't have a ton of game reps at this level, but still has been doing it for such a long time and is so crisp in his movements. He reminds me of a guy like a Keenan Allen, right? That is simply he just
Jake
knows.
Smith does?
Yes. Just because he's a phenomenal route runner.
Okay.
He's a phenomenal route runner, and he knows where he needs to be. He knows where to sit in the zone. He knows how to get open, and he strikes me as a security blanket.
Yeah.
For especially some of these young quarterbacks. But he's not necessarily the fastest guy in the world. He's not Jordan Tyson quick.
He's pretty quick. I don't know about top end speed, but he's very quick. This is so stereotypical, and so take this with a grain of salt. No. He is so it's a lot like Badger and him remind me of why that Bills offense was cooking in 2019.
Oh my gosh,
with Cole Beasley, because Badger's going to beat anybody if they're playing man. That's just, if you get him one-on-one, he's going to beat you. And Jake Smith will too most of the time. But Jake Smith is going to find a soft spot in that zone. And that's why you couldn't really play man or zone against that team. So that'd be a really fun comparison to have. And he's just so technical, as I said. He never wastes some movement.
Yeah.
It's all intentional. He's awesome. I'm super excited for fans to see Jake Smith. I'm more excited for fans to see him than I'm excited to watch him play. That's how excited I am for you guys to watch him.
David in the chat, Totri only knows Chargers
literally,
players.
That's why I scoff.
It's not true.
It is. True.
It's not true. I only know Chargers players.
No, when it comes to
comps,
yeah,
well, it's because I watch them all the time.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a Chargers comp for Jordan Tyson, and Jordan Tyson's looked like every bit of a dog this spring. He's been toasting every single day. What I've been most impressed with him is simply his ability to catch the football, right? And I know it's something easy that wide receivers, like, you're a wide receiver, you're supposed to be able to catch a football, but he is able to contort his body and make such difficult, unique catches. He high points the football as good as anybody on the team.
That's where I've been most impressed is his ability to make adjustments.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Yeah, the high pointing for sure.
No, it's certainly something that I think moving forward, as soon as he is able to start to build maybe some chemistry with whichever quarterback is going to play. Again, I think this wide receiver room is really, really stacked, even without Coach Naples being in Tempe anymore. He certainly had a giant impact on a lot of these guys, Jake Smith and Elijah Badger. I remember when we had the chance to sit down with Samp the very first time, and he was talking about like his first phone call with EK was, hey, get your suit jacket ready, right, for the Blintakoffs. Yeah. And he believed in EK and believed in a lot of these other wide receivers. And we had the chance to catch up with a couple ASU wide receivers after practice, and this is what they had to say about their former wide receiver coach.
It hurt my heart. It did, because he's the one who brought me here, and he's from the crib, and I had a good bond with him. That was my guy, but he got good things going on just like I do.
What do you think you learned the most from him?
What I learned the most from him, just being a businessman. Like, this is a business. We have money in this, so I got to be a businessman, especially when I'm at the next level.
So the business part of it, does that mean, like, some guys are going to look at other options after losing their position coach? How do you feel about something like that?
You always got to do that, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going anywhere. I hope not. But it is a business, yeah.
We can either freak out and panic, right, or we can just coach. Like, I coached freshman football, and I think I coached like 3.5 positions. Like, it's still coaching. We can adapt, we can change, we can structure things a little bit differently until we get a guy in place.
Kenny hijacked that interview. I don't know what happened.
Come on, Kenny. You already had your moment. But no, with what Jordan Tyson had to say, right? Just in terms of teaching these guys off the field what it means to be a college football player in 2024, and how the game is changing. I think it's something that, again, it's not necessarily the thing you want to hear the most if you're an ASU fan. When you hear a wide receiver who came from the portal talk about the business side of things, and he's going to do what's best for him in the long run. And he said he hopes to stay. So we'll obviously see and keep an eye on that situation. It's something we talked about the other day on the show, just in terms of wide receivers that you don't necessarily expect to leave, but wide receivers that you wouldn't be shocked. And for me, if it was a Jordan Tyson or if it was a Troy O'Meara, those are really the two for me, because they came from the portal. They came because Rashad was a part of their recruiting process. Those are the two for me that, like, I think you're not necessarily worried, but you got your ears perked
for
about
sure.
Those two.
Yeah, I mean, in the Texas thing too, like, you really gotta hope that you get those two guys back. Kenny stole the clip, but basically, all O'Meara had to say was like, "Yeah, I wish him the best, and it's a business, so it is what it is."
Yeah, it's tough. Oregon actually just announced officially the hire of Rashad Samples a little bit ago. So
earlier this morning, 4 hours ago.
It stings. Yeah. It sucks. It stings. You hear from the players. You hear it in Kenny's voice. BC tweeted about it. He's like, every time we get together, somebody's got to break us up, man. It's tough. Those two really were. They were just phenomenal coaches, and now they're going to be phenomenal coaches.
They
separately.
are phenomenal coaches.
Yeah, and phenomenal recruiters, phenomenal people as well. But while we're talking about phenomenal things, how about I tell you a phenomenal way to make some money over on the BetMGM Sportsbook app, guys. NFL or NBA postseason is right around the corner. You can still bet on the NFL if you want to maybe bet on the NFL draft. Who's going to get picked where? Maybe the Vikings trade up. Take that Cardinals pick. Cardinals sit back. We'll see what happens. Regardless, though, if you haven't signed up yet, they have a phenomenal offer for you over on the BetMGM Sportsbook app. Just download the BetMGM Sportsbook app on iOS or Android, or visit BetMGM.com. Sign up and deposit at least $10 into your BetMGM Sportsbook account. Place your first wager and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if that bet loses. And if the bet does lose, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled. Just to recap, sign up for BetMGM and use that bonus code PHNX. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app for at least $10, and you guys are going to receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if the bet loses. Check out the show notes for full details. And now listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Sound effects.
1-800-BETS off Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. First bet offer. Bonus bets expire in 7 days. One new customer offer only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS off Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
And if betting in person is more your thing, then look no further than Gila River Resorts and Casinos. We were out there last weekend for the Suns games with Mike Bibby. It was a great time. And everybody was doing what they want to do the most. And that's just you doing you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Nobody does it better. They offer...
What?
The Bibster. They offer an authentic and immersive experience, and their state-of-the-art gaming floor. It has over 800 slot machines, 15 blackjack tables, and live table games, not to mention Arizona's largest casino sportsbook. Plus, they got a ton of dining options. Their food is fantastic. I had a spicy chicken sandwich and then a Cobb salad on Sunday. Ooh. Both were elite. Both were very well priced for a casino. And if you're making money, then it doesn't matter what the price is.
True. And
you can make some money at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. So head over there and let them show you what the next level is all about. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playatgila.com for more details.
Look, we've talked about Jake Smith. We've talked about Jordan Tyson. One thing I do want to talk a little bit about is just some of the freshmen, because they for the last few days have really stood out to me. And Corbin Hendricks specifically at wide receiver, we talked about his build. He's got the right body to be a really talented college wide receiver. For you, is it ever surprising to see some of these younger guys this early on in their career do what they're doing?
I mean, because they're not freshmen yet.
Yeah,
that's a
valid point.
Sub freshmen. This is spring ball. Like, they left high school early to come to do this.
Yeah.
Hell yes, it's impressive when they are doing things this early. Because you're not supposed to be ready until fall camp.
Yeah.
If you're a freshman, I mean, you're not expected to be ready. Rather, so yeah, come fall camp. I mean, we saw the transition last year with Josiah Cox, who means nothing to us now because he transferred.
Okay, Donald,
I miss him. He was awesome.
Yeah.
But JoJo, when he went from spring ball to fall camp, he put on like 15 pounds. You like, a lot of these freshmen are going to go through their college body changes early before they even get to their first game.
Like Abney and Warren did.
Yeah. And they both put on a bunch of weight. So I'm excited to see what they look like body wise when it comes to, Camp T and all that by the end of fall.
And I know it's only a handful of guys, right? Freshmen, but it's got to make you at least a little bit excited to see the caliber of freshmen that are going to get here in the fall, right? Whether Jaden Fortier is 100% healthy, a guy that I just think is going to be, like Jason Mons has called him, the golden goose for Arizona State. Jason Brown Jr., another one at that running back position. Interested to see how he gets acclimated to the entire room that is, pretty crowded with guys like DeCarlos Brooks, Cam Scadaboo, Raleek Brown, who continues to impress.
His speed walking abilities too.
Yeah,
Xavier Alford and Raleek Brown had a speed walking race during the one period. And Alford did win. Did you see his tweet? He tweeted that after his pro football career is over, he's going to take up a career in speed walking.
Yep. That's incredible. Ralph in the chat, my college body change sponsored by Papa John's.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I feel that, brother.
Oh, my goodness. Look, I want to transition talking from ASU football for a second to the opening for Arizona State's athletic department.
What?
Yeah, I do. Just for a second.
No, they need one?
An athletic director?
Yeah. When did that happen?
I think 150 some odd days ago. You didn't see that?
I was on a bus.
Oh, for 100. Yeah. You didn't. Come on, man. Come on now. Come on. Let's be better. But we had you were there. You watched UConn in person last night. You saw what they were capable of, and you saw just the type of team that Dan Hurley
I didn't need to see it. I
built.
know.
But it's one thing to watch it in person versus seeing it in TV. At least I think so. Just to watch the way that team played. Like, there was, in my mind, zero doubt. At no point did it look like Purdue was going to win that game.
Yeah, I'm putting together a vlog, and you'll see in the video. Like, at one point, there's a ton of Purdue fans. There were a ton of Purdue fans that I was sitting next to, and I whispered in the mic, and I said, "Purdue is playing really well, and they're down by 9 points."
Yeah.
Like, they were playing very well most of the time. So
UConn was just better.
Yeah, that basketball team is just different, man.
And part of that, credit to UConn athletic director David Benedict, who hired Dan Hurley.
Benedict, not only a great AD, but a great breakfast item.
Oh, it's probably top 3 for me.
Yeah.
Also hired your guy over at Auburn, Mr. Pearl. So I don't know if you guys know this, but he's pretty good at changing collegiate basketball programs. He's also from the Valley. Right, he's got Arizona ties. I said this to somebody this morning. If I'm Michael Crow, I'm giving my boy Senor Benedict a call. I'm saying, hey, David, we have this lovely piece of paper called a blank check, and you're gonna fill in the numbers that you want, and we're gonna let you completely tear down and build back up, renovate, do whatever you want to do to the men's and women's basketball programs. You have full reign to do absolutely anything. You want to hire new assistants. You want to fire people that they've got in there. You want to go do NIL stuff, like anything that you want. You want to do the arena? That's all you. I'm absolutely on board with that at this point. I know there's internal candidates, but I can't stress enough how damn good this guy is at his job and what it would mean for Arizona State to pull him away from UConn, and the impact that just basketball changes would have on the entire NIL situation of the athletic department.
I mean, you think about how much Dan Hurley had to say about how lucky he is to be given all the facilities and everything that helped him build this program. Like what was his quote? The things that they give us in the off season help us win in March and April.
Yeah, the resources.
Yeah, and it did feel like a slight dig at ASU.
Yeah.
I don't know how immediate the impact would be, but not having an AD is worse than having an AD. I can tell you that much.
Well, look, the impact for UConn wasn't immediate, right? When Hurley was there for the first couple years, they made the turning, but they got bounced in the first round both times. And then here we are the last 2 seasons back to back. And I'm not necessarily saying that hiring David Benedict as the Arizona State athletic director would completely alter the future of Arizona State basketball to the point where they would be back-to-back national champions. That's not what I'm saying. But to just get this program on a track is what it needs.
Yeah, just get it on the rails.
Just please. Because right now it feels like there's just a train, one of those trains that's just hasn't run in 50 years and it's off to the side of the tracks.
If you put both programs together, basketball is not a unmitigated disaster as many people think. It's not. It really isn't. Like, this team isn't like 5-6+ years without a tournament appearance. They're not multiple seasons with a losing record. They won 20-something games last year. They won a tournament game. Like, it's not. But you put them together, you need that. But where it is an unmitigated disaster, it's the resources that he has to work with, and that's the biggest thing. Because if he can do this with nothing, well, imagine what he can do with something, and a lot of things.
Do you think that a David Benedict hire or a hire of that caliber would maybe signal a little bit of a transition in the way Michael Crow would approach like Arizona State athletics? Because I don't think Benedict comes to Arizona State without at least some sort of guarantees that there will be a little bit more of an emphasis on athletics.
I don't know, man. I don't know how committed he is. I guess it could signal it, but it truly depends on who he hires. Not about, like, I don't know. If he hires him, then yes. It's a short answer, yes. Like, I think it would make a little bit of a change, but as I said before, like, your president has expressed that academics is first and the school is first, and athletics is not his main thing, and whatever you think of that, it is what it is. But that's why the athletic director position is a thing.
Yeah.
Because that is their job, and they're in charge of athletics. And they might not get the resources that other people get at different schools, but that's their job. So just having an AD that cares about wanting to further your athletics programs is the number one step. And an AD that doesn't get in his own way.
Yeah, that's fair. Sharon in the chat, with Benedict coming from UConn, is there any concern about it negatively affecting football? I wouldn't think so, but is that anything to consider or just ridiculous? I don't think it's ridiculous, but for me, again, I think the hire is so solely for basketball that in that same conversation that I brought up this morning that I had with somebody saying you hire Benedict, I think you let football be football right now. I think you let Kenny and that coaching staff do what they have to do, what they feel is in the best interest of the program. And you're at the start of year 2. I would say if you're not in the right direction by year 4, that's when Benedict or whoever would be the athletic director would need to sit in their chair a little bit and really start to maybe weasel themselves into football. But I feel confident in what Kenny and company are doing with the football program as it is right now. So I don't think you would necessarily need to do anything. If I'm Benedict, again, it would be such a giant focus on men's and women's basketball. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could negatively impact football. Like I don't know what Benedict would do to negatively impact football. Like
what could you? Yeah, you just have to be firing somebody early.
The only thing that would happen would be he'd try to give them more resources. So.
Which we're all here for.
Yeah.
We're all here for more resources. It's the same thing that Desert Financial Credit Union is helping you guys do. They're giving you 1,000,005 different resources to succeed with banking. Desert Financial is the official retail banking partner of Arizona State University. Look to Desert Financial for checkings and savings accounts, mortgages, loans, credit cards, investment options, and more. Those are the kind of resources that we're talking about, guys. For more than 84 years, Desert Financial has been Arizona's largest, most trusted local credit union dedicated to creating exceptional experiences by giving back to the community and providing financial solutions that make lives better. The Desert Financial team are financial experts who are committed to their members in the community, offering financial solutions tailored to helping real people achieve their financial goals and dreams. Now is the time to show your ASU team spirit. Open a free checking account online and get $200 plus your choice of 3 Arizona State University Visa debit cards. Go to desertfinancial.com/ASU to get started.
You want to hear an insane stat?
I do.
So I didn't fact check this, but I'm just going to trust Twitter because I don't know why you would lie about something this specific. Since 1999, UConn has missed 32% of NCAA tournaments. Mm-hmm. That's almost a third. That's a lot since 1999. That's a lot of missed tournaments for a blue blood.
32%.
Sorry, they're not a blue blood. They're a blue blood. They are. Since 1999, UConn has won 24% of them as well. Isn't that ridiculous?
That is crazy. So when they make the tournament, they're a threat, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they'll win.
They're pretty damn good.
They'll win a quarter of the time.
Isn't it crazy? Like what the men's and women's program has done. The women's program obviously being so dominant for so long. Like it's just incredible to see the run that both those programs have had. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. So winning 24% of the time is ridiculous, and your odds are pretty damn good when you're about winning about. Wow.
Wow, you
I was pretty close.
Yeah, you almost had it. Yeah. You were like 32% of the way there.
24% of winnings are good odds. Just AZ Lottery. Play the Arizona Lottery. The Arizona Lottery is introducing a new ticket promotion called Arizona Adventure, and there are 3 ways to win bigs with it. You can play the Arizona Lottery Adventure tickets featuring the 3 iconic landscapes, and those tickets have prizes up to $50,000. You can also check in at their geolocated adventures at 10 destinations across the state, from Flagstaff to Yuma. You got to visit azadventure.com for details and directions, and check in at the destination coordinates on their website, or enter tickets online for a chance to win $1 million in cash and Arizona travel prizes. The Arizona Lottery says proceeds from the ticket sales support environmental conservation as well, among other important initiatives across the state. The Arizona Lottery is not just about playing games and winning prizes, which I love. It's also about giving back to the state and its communities, which I love even more. Visit azadventure.com for more information on how you can take an adventure for a chance to win $1 million in cash and Arizona travel prizes.
Shane.
Totri.
I want to get some incoming transfers.
Yeah?
I want some incoming basketball transfers. You said we wouldn't talk about it unless it happened, and it happened.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about it. So everybody's favorite, Robbie Avila, entered the transfer portal this morning.
Robbie.
And I was like, oh, that'd be fun. You know what? I'm anti-Robbie Avila.
What?
So here's why. Because he is such a big presence. And so, like, look at this guy. He's white, silly looking, and can pass. Dude, ESPN gave me an update today that the NCAA's Jokic entered the portal. Get over yourself.
You know, DJ Burns is staying put.
Stop it. Like, it's so stupid. He's awesome. He's fun. He was really good in the Missouri Valley Conference, which is an elite conference.
Elite?
That being said, his NIL evaluation is going to be way higher than somebody with the same amount of skill. It's 100%. You're going to have to pay him more to have him there. He's awesome. He's a great basketball player, and this has no dig on him as a person. But the way he plays and the admiration of him is going to make him more of a mascot transferring to your school than a player. He's going to make an impact on the court, but you're going to have to pay for it.
I want him.
I do too. It'd be freaking awesome, but he's going to ask for a lot of money. And rightfully so. Like he's a really fun player to watch. And again, like it's not that I don't think he's talented. He is. I just think you get somebody that's equally as talented, their NIL evaluation is going to be a lot lower than his is, just because of all the points I mentioned previously. And I don't know if you know this, we don't have a lot of money to spend, Anthony.
Damn, you used my first name?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sorry.
That's how you know we don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's like we were driving, we were on our way home from work together.
We're not stopping at McDonald's, Anthony.
Exactly. We have food at home.
We have McDonald's at home.
We have McDonald's at home?
Yeah.
How did we do that?
It's in the fridge. It's not really good. Like the fries, dude. Fries. Can you figure it out?
Here we go.
Like French fries need to. Well, actually, if you air fry them, they're totally fine. But if I want to like microwave them, come on, be better.
Just eat them. Just eat them on the way.
No, I'm saying like if they're like if you save them for later.
You save fries for later?
Yeah. If I'm not completely hungry.
Then why'd you order them? You eat them.
I ate them.
You were given the fries.
I have like
them.
20 fries left. I'm putting them in the fridge.
20 fries, dog. What are we doing here? Finish your food, Shane. Come on, be better. Okay, that's. I expect you by the time we get to May 10th at Dobson Ranch. I expect you to be better.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
I'm better at golf than you.
No, yeah, he's better. Than
okay.
I was like, come on. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He's a better golfer from time to time.
All the time.
I don't know if it's all the time.
It's 100% all the time.
It is what it is. Look, guys, we're talking about the May 10th scramble that we're going to be having over at Dobson Ranch, the Keeping It 100 Golf Classic. We got a 7:30 a.m. shotgun start. Now's the time to get in on the fun. Go get some tickets. Get your friends together. Let's go out there. Let's have a beautiful, beautiful day on May 10th at Dobson Ranch Golf Club. And let's have one hell of a time. What do you say, Shane?
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. I told Trenton what the day is. He was there last year, and that Trader Jalen was there also. But we don't need him anymore.
Trader Jalen.
Jalen.
Is that what we're calling him from now on? Trader Jalen?
He's a great golfer. I miss golfing with him. But yeah, going to have some ASU players out there, and we're going to be out there. It's so fun. It was so fun last year. There are tons of sponsors. They're like lining the holes. So like every single hole you go to, there's a new sponsor there. You get some free stuff, free swag, free drink, whatever it is. It's such a fun time. So if you're from out of town, you're thinking, I want to come to Arizona when it's warm and I want to golf. No better time to do it than May 10th at Dobson Ranch Golf Course. Plus, Dobson Ranch is such a vibe.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely
so
a vibe.
Great.
Head over to gophnx.com today to sign up and get ready for that amazing event. Again,
Craig might bring his cucumber towels as well. Those were great last year.
Okay. I want to get back to college basketball here for a second. Just because
Dilly just declared for the draft.
Dilly did?
Rob Dillingham.
Rob Dillingham was declared for the draft. Don't scare me like that. Dilly's going pro. That would suck for us. No. In terms of the state of the roster right now, still no concern for you. I know we talked about it a couple weeks ago just in terms of they haven't added anybody yet. No, still.
Feverishly shakes head no.
If the 100 is super, I'm crying, throwing
13.
Up. You're 13?
Yeah.
Why? Can I ask why you're so low? Like just why you're
I'm not concerned?
Yeah, just why you're not. Why you're so calm.
There's been nothing.
Jacob using my coffee cup right now?
There's been nothing to be concerned about.
That's absurd to me. That he's using my coffee cup right now. There is, I would say there is a little bit of concern.
Okay, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
You haven't got anybody yet. All you've done is lost players, man. All you've done is
talking
lost
about basketball? I thought we were talking about football. Okay. 54.
I love how we went from 13 to 54.
Yeah, because 13, I'm not concerned about the football roster because I haven't seen anything.
No, the football roster, I'm chilling.
When is Big Frank announcing he's coming back?
Big Frank?
Frankie.
Oh, you're assuming he's going to be coming back?
When is he announcing that he's coming back? What's your level if he does come back?
If he does come back?
Yeah.
Concern, I would say about a 30.
26.
Okay, so we're about the same.
Yeah.
Now, if he doesn't come back?
54.
Oh, you're staying put?
Yeah, I'm assuming he's not coming back, so I'm at 54.
Okay, I'm going to say 60 if he doesn't come back. Because then you're real struggling. Then you're struggling. You don't have him. You don't have Jemiah anymore. Like
you have 3 freshmen, JUCO transfer. You're going to get people in the portal. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, but how long are we going to keep saying, oh, we're going to get people in the portal?
But it's not like the last couple of years. You're not losing 19 people.
No, you're not losing 19, but you haven't got anybody yet.
Yep. You haven't got anybody yet at this point either. Last year you didn't get anybody until later. Nobody's left yet except for Jemiah.
A bunch of people have hit the portal, though.
Bunch of people.
Gaffney's gone.
Oh, Braylon Green went to Bowling Green. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Bowling Green. You know what sucks?
Watson's gone.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah, he's gone.
Officially?
Yeah, we talked about it.
I know, but is he officially gone?
What do you mean officially?
What do you mean by that?
Like, is he landed on a roster yet? Is what you're saying?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Yeah, Ralph is speaking it into existence. Need to pair Frankie with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's got to happen.
Sharon, the only reason why I'm oddly specific with my oddly specific numbers is because he didn't say 1 through 10. If he said 1 through 10, I'd just say 9. But he said 1 through 100. So, like, if you're going to say 60, why wouldn't you just say 6 out of 10? 54.
You think you're better than me?
I think we're done here.
Yeah, you think so?
Yep.
Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already on audio. Leave a 5-star review. If you enjoyed the content, give us a follow at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow the Fish Keeper at Shane Dief.
Just being reassured by Jordan Tyson saying, I don't think I'm going anywhere, as always.
And Shane will be back with you on Wednesday, guys. But
Totri's abandoning us for another concert.
I'm going to Canada.
All this dude does is travel, leave us, and watches Noah Khan perform.
Says the man who was on a bus for 4 months.
Yeah, but that wasn't leisure. That was pain.
Okay, guys. Go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.